play was bears. So we thought, this is not just something of interest to some of our members. So we hope that you will enjoy it. And if we had been able, because a couple of you expressed concern about coyotes. So what we have up front, we have packets that's got information on coyotes, and it comes from the UF Extension Services, and there's a calendar attached too. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and think it's 2020. So anyway, we have a supply of calendars and literature about coyotes up front. If you're interested, we don't want to take them home with us, so please help yourselves to this. But today, our presentation is going to focus around bears and issues relating to bears. And our guests today are Dan and Nancy Kon. I believe they own a professional photography business, and they're also founders of Imagine Our Florida. And their purpose is to bring people together in a shared vision to protect and preserve Florida's wildlife habitat and ecosystems. And they try to do this through teaching critical thinking, and they want to make it fun. And I have a feeling they're going to do that today. So don't look at your phones, listen to them, and if there's anything else they need to talk about, I will let them, but I think their motto is connect, respect, and coexist. So with that, Dan and Nancy Kon, welcome and thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us. So as already, thank you for that beautiful introduction too. And yes, we are here to talk about bears and how we can coexist with them, and to show you that in the absence of human intervention, the nature will regulate the bear population. But first we're going to play a little game. So you guys are eating lunch, right? Well, our animals have to dine too. So here we have 5 different animals and 5 different menus of food. So what we want you to do is read through those menus and tell us which animal you think would eat what.
We mix them up, so we have the indigo snake up on the top, the gopher tortoise, the coyote, the Florida black bear, and the sandhill crane.
The bear eats everything.
So the bear eats everything, she said, yeah. So, and then of course we have omnivore, which of course eats everything, okay? And then we have a carnivore here, which just eats meat. And then we have an herbivore, that's our true vegan, right? Okay, eats herbs. So
let's start out easy. Who's our meat eater up here?
Coyote.
Coyote. Who else? Snake. Who said snake? Yes.
that is
You get
correct.
a choice of one of our bumper stickers, either our Coexist or Florida Love Bears. I'll bring it back to you.
So as you can see, I mean, from fish down to small alligators, our indigo snake, which is a threatened species here in Florida. So they just want meat. Okay. So next we have our sandhill cranes. Beautiful animals, again, also threatened species here in Florida. And you can see all the things that they eat on the side. Now, I know we don't have a screen up, I'll go back. Who is our herbivore? Who's our vegan? Who only wants to eat fruits and vegetables? Yeah. So that is correct. We have, and our gopher tortoises, again, are our threatened species also here in Florida. Right now, as of 2015, because they have not updated it from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, we have 68 animals that are native to Florida and 69 plants that are on the threatened or endangered list as we speak. Now our coyote, like we had over here, eats anything and everything. That's the reason why they can become so prolific in our areas, because they will go from one area to another and eat whatever they want and everything they can. And they're top dog now. A lot of people say, why do we have more coyotes now? Okay, they are at the top of the food chain because technically we've killed all of the predators are gone, which used to be the gray and the red wolves and the Florida panther, which of course we have about 125 to 150 Florida panthers left, and most of them are down in South Florida. Now there are some good news is that there were spotted a year ago, or a year and a half ago, up in Volusia County. We had a male, actually two males, and we've heard some through the grapevine that there might be a female up here. Okay, which is a good thing. Okay, because that's what keeps these guys in check. So, and of course we come to our guys that we talk about today, our Florida black bear. Okay, and as you can see, their food supply, 80% is plants, vegetables, nuts, seeds. 15%, just like we're eating chicken, they like their bugs. Okay, anybody remember Winnie the Pooh, where he jumps into the, to get the honey out of the stump? Well, the funny part about it is that's the icing on the cake for them. They're going for the baby bees. That's their protein. So, so they love that. And 5% are animals. And a lot of those are dead and dying animals, so they kind of are the janitors of the, of the forest. But they will take out a chicken, if they're opportunistic. They're not going to run too far and too fast, too hot. But if they're in a chicken coop, hey, why not?
So if there's any fear that's left, let's dispel that right now. Here's a pie chart of what they eat. And do you notice who's not on there?
There's never been a human ever killed by a Florida black bear in recorded time.
Garbage is not on there.
We'll get to the garbage. Right now we're talking just about nature, right? So yeah, we are not on their food chain.
Now, there have been, as former Commissioner Horan will attest to, because he had to deal with it firsthand, along with some of you here, there have been some, I want to call them accidents, you could call them attacks. There have been 13 attacks in the state of Florida, and a lot of them are right here, Markham Woods Road. We are ground zero, okay? I was just at the stakeholders meeting last night for the Florida Black Bear for Central Florida, which covers all the way to Marion County, all of Ocala, all of Seminole Forest yesterday. And, they said that starting in 2006 is when we started having the attacks. There wasn't really any attacks or accidents before then, up until starting in 1976 when he kept records. And over 50% of those attacks included dogs. Okay, where we let them out and we go and we want to say, oh, honey, there's a bear over there, because a lot of these dogs, including Michael Landis says, he's the bear biologist for our area. He's the first one. Chihuahuas have no fear and will go up, and a lot of your small dogs do. They go right up to the bear. And what do we do as our parents of our babies? Oh, come here, that big bad bear's gonna get you. So we go down. And guess where we're the most vulnerable? Here, 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 here. We pick up our dog. Here, 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 here. And that dog's not start barking. Okay, it's arr, arr, arr. And what do we do if we have a mosquito next to us? We do this. What do you think that bear's gonna do? Shut up. And we're in its way if we're holding our baby. So if we don't get back quick enough, we're in its way. And a lot of the other attacks, mostly were with accidents, were with mama and her cubs, and people feeding them. So
now that we know that bears aren't going to come attack us for no reason, right? What animal do you think, according to the CDC, causes the most deaths in the United States?
Any ideas?
Okay, mosquito, we heard mosquito over here, and that is correct on a worldwide
Mosquitoes kill the most people in the world.
in the world. But what about in the United States? Any guesses?
Well, bear is way, 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 way down on the list. Here it is, deer.
Here?
They're just, again, so prolific. We're traveling 80 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, turn that bend, bam, right through the windshield, and who knows where.
And again, why are they so prolific? We've killed all the wolves, right?
And then if you look, there's wasps and hornets because people are allergic to them. And if you get attacked, dogs, cow, horses are the same thing. They get out of the pasture, stand in the way, boom. We have bear, there's one person killed a year by a bear, and it's usually our polar bears, our Kodiak bears, and our grizzlies. Okay, as you get colder, up in the colder, there's not much food. So, as you get colder, they're going to attack anything that moves. And as we're looking at a lot of things that look at all the things that we were worried about that's going to kill us. Mountain lion and panthers, sharks, 1, rattlesnake, 0.23, so there's only a quarter of a person that gets killed, so, every year. Coyote, 0.06, okay, and the funny part about it, it's not on here, is wild boar actually killed 4 people in 2014. So.
All right, so let's talk about our bears. Now, our bears, what happens to them outside in the forest?
This is what we should see them, right? Not in our neighborhoods, back where they're supposed to be.
Well, Colorado Springs State Park.
That's it.
Right?
Yes,
Now,
right there.
bears have these
I'm
big,
just 4 miles from there.
bears have these big ugly things called claws, right? These dangerous claws. In fact, this is actually a real bear skeleton. Okay, and you guys are all invited to come up and look at this at the when you're done eating. What do you think those bears use those big scary claws for? Do you think they're going to attack us?
Eat insects.
Climbing trees, eating insects, yes. Those claws are actually fingernails. Their fingernails are just like ours. Made out of the exact same thing. They're just a little longer and a little stronger because bears have evolved to live in the forest, not in our neighborhoods.
And this is a human's hand, a woman's hand about 40 years old, and this is a female bear paw about 7 years old. And they're made out of keratin, same as our fingernails are. Just a little point here. And you were right. Whoever said climbing trees. Okay, they can climb a tree in seconds. 300-400 pound bear can climb that tree quick. Finding food. Again, digging in those logs, looking for bugs, turning over, things, moving them to dig in the dirt to get to those bugs.
So right now, you're seeing a whole lot of bear activity in our neighborhoods, and that's because the bears are going through what's called hyperphagia. They are on the lookout for 20,000 calories a day. Think about that. You guys eat about 2,000, okay? 20,000 calories a day, and because they're trying to fatten up so that they can sleep through the winter when food isn't as prolific, right?
They don't hibernate per se. Our Florida black bears, Papa bear, guy bears just want to be lazy and they'll go dormant for a couple weeks and just chill and they won't, a male bear can have a 30 to 60 mile range. A female bear is about 15 miles is their range. So mama bear is looking to fatten up because if she's pregnant, she's going to have babies. So that's her time, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And Papa bear just wants to be lazy and sleep.
So these bears will go to any height to look for food. You may find them climbing trees, getting berries.
I know if I was doing that, I'd fall in a heartbeat and I'd break that limb, but there's...
Beauty berries, if you see these beautiful things, it's a great food source for them. And a lot of what they do eat are berries, right? Because they eat 80% plants, so it's nuts, berries, seeds, those kind of things. And yeah, they will leave behind a little something, and in that something is the plant, seeds for the plants for next year.
So yeah, Yeah. We knew everybody was eating, so we didn't want to bring the real stuff today, but yeah, we
They
had
are
it.
the
Yeah.
great food dispersers of the forest. Okay? So let's talk a little bit, let's go back to spring and talk a little bit about embryonic diapause. Bears will regulate their own population in the absence of human intervention. Nature knows best. Nature has this taken care of. So a bear gets pregnant in the spring, okay? And that fertilized egg grows into a blastula. Just a massive cells.
This is a model of it here, and it's basically what you see up here. But of course, it's microscopic. It's like, this big.
But it won't connect. It will not start growing. It'll, Mom will do her thing all summer. She'll, work her own forest, whatever. Now in the fall, which is where we're at right now, Mom is looking for 20,000 calories. If she can find those 20,000 calories in December, when she kind of, takes it easy, goes to sleep, those little blastula will connect and they'll start growing little paws and little snouts. And if she's fat enough to support the pregnancy, she could have 2 or 3 cubs. If, however, there is no food or not enough food in the forest to make mama fat, nature knows best. Nature says we're not going to have any starving babies. And so she just won't have any that year. How cool is that? Yeah, isn't it?
Birthdays, our bear birthdays are end of January, beginning of February. So anywhere from January 27th through February 3rd is their birthdays almost every single year. And Mama Bear has, usually, there's exceptions to all rules, but usually she won't have cubs every year. It'll be every other year. There are cases where, if she loses all of her cubs to roadkill or whatever, that she'll go back into and get pregnant in spring again. And the baby bears will like to hang with mom for about 18 months before mom says, okay, you're a teenager now, get out of here. Okay. And that's where we see a lot of our issues when it comes to, there's our babies.
By the way, they're about the size of a little baby, a little baby squirrel. They're under a pound when they're born. So she goes into torpor, that sleep stage, around December 15th at the end of February. While she's still very sleepy, she has these tiny little cubs. By spring, she's got them out and she's teaching them where the food sources are.
And the funny part about it, we all heard about don't mess with Mama Bear and her cubs.
Yes.
Okay. At this stage right here, the bond is not yet. She's not bonded with them yet. So they literally can go into the dens if they see this, and we could pick up the baby cubs, and as the researchers do, and tag them and everything. And Mama Bear, will shush them away. They'll shush them away, and she'll come back. But it's just like it's not that protectionism as of yet until they get to this size, and then it's like you don't touch my kids. I'll just you ain't going. Okay.
So we talked a lot about the bears in the forest, and this is how it all should be. And it all should be in the absence of human intervention. Sometimes, as humans, we don't know how not to intervene, and that's why we're here. Because when we have a mix of bears and people, we do have an issue with the health, safety, and welfare of the public. So how do we fix this? Well, let's first start by knowing where our bears are at.
So here's, of course, a map of Florida. You'll see this is of 2016. They just showed 2019 last night. I was like, why did you wait until, because that could be 2019. Same thing, they just colored it a little different. As you can see, Seminole County's right here. There's the line for Orange County right here. So we are in bear country. Okay, this is prime bear country here. This is the central BMU, what they call Bear Management Unit. So this is where our stakeholders, where we met last night, our people were all from this area. We have the North We have the East Panhandle, the West Panhandle, the Big Bend area, which is very little, but that's, they're starting to grow a little bit here. Then we have the South Central and the South BMU.
We do have the biggest population right here in Central Florida.
Now we do a lot of events where we go out to places throughout Florida, and it's amazing how when we talk to people that are in bear country in their state, like Alaska, where they have literally, you go to towns and you see, you pull into a parking lot like this, and there's literally, tons on each road and everything that says beware of bear and elk or moose, they can kill you, type thing. We're here, they look at us and say, there's no signs anywhere. A lot of people have no idea we even have bears. The people that have lived here for all their lives sometimes don't even know we have bears.
So this next graph is pretty telling. It shows that humans are the biggest risk to bears.
So the red, this is car deaths. So that's our roadkill. Okay.
The blue, that was the 2015 hunt. But the rest of it is because bears have been hit as they're trying to cross the road.
There's a little bit of illegal poaching going on. There's that was the hunt, like Nancy says, and management is usually where they will have to take out a bear if it is either if it was a bad bear. In 2015 they had one striking you're out, but they don't do that anymore. They try to, FWC will try to work with the humans and work with the bear and maybe relocate it if they can. And then anybody live in the Springs here? Okay, you might have saw that there was the bear that just recently that, again, a lady came out with her dog, let her dog out, and then she tripped and fell, and the bear nipped her on the ankle, okay, because her two cubs with her. So, again, it can happen.
But also keep in mind that lady was on her back on the ground. If that bear really wanted to hurt that lady, he could have, or she could have. So, all right, well, let's move on. And let's talk about Thor. Thor's our neighborhood bear.